high cooldown.
Yeah, it's a high cooldown. I think you just gotta make a clean initiation and a clean go. If you go, then have it be clean. At worst case, maybe you can retreat and regroup just by Abaddon protecting people with shield. I don't think it's too bad. You know, there's always the risk that Tusk jumps in and feeds, but if that's what's gonna happen, you know, then perhaps he misplayed.
You make it sound so easy, just like, oh, all they have to do is just clean initiation. Just a clean initiation, Moxie. It's that easy. And I'm like looking at this and I'm like,
God.
Man, but they have so many ways of like, you know, if the Tusk goes in, you follow up with like a Marcy, a Marana, the Moonlight Shadow, the, you know, the Ember comes sliding in, or...
I'm getting Sven flashbacks when we talk about clean initiation. So
oh God, yeah,
the blink stuns, they still haunt me.
Again, I think that was a situation of just nerves more than anything else the other day, but... Alright, I've done my predictions. Gotta get those off the screen here.
Yeah, for sure. Important. We see Radiant going up and blocking small camp immediately with Sentry Ward. Otherwise, just some standard warding and this sort of standoff for the runes that we see every game. Teams standing around. Looks like Tempest are trying to contest top. Probably gonna think better though of this.
This is gonna be interesting. So we got Draken. He's gonna be playing his Beastmaster. That's something that he is very, very comfortable on. But again, we've got Natsumi actually, very well known for this Naga Siren. I think we're seeing a lot of these sort of comfort picks coming out that happen to also just fit perfectly within the draft, so...
Yeah, it works out really well for him that I thought it was a great game for it as well, and him happening to enjoy playing it as well. It's just a nice spot to be in for him.
So, which lane do you think is the one that we should be watching closely?
I would keep my eye on mid lane and just see how well Sebas can do against this Leshrac here. I think, honestly, Lesh against Ember is Lesh favored, and just here, until you get level 2, it's a little bit rough, so we see Lelouch just trying to power play, harass a bit, and keeping his range creep alive. He gets a nice deny as well, so this could be a little bit difficult of a lane for Sebas. Otherwise, I mean, top lane, I'm expecting the Naga to do quite well, being against that Beastmaster. I talked about how I think it's pretty good lane for her, and Mirana is such a low magic damage hero that she can't really pressure Naga in a great way, and besides, she has a Tusk to deal with. So top lane, I think, will not necessarily be that exciting. Bottom lane, though, we see a little bit of action. They're trying to fight.
Just a little bit. They're still brawling a bit, but again, we've got Kotaro. Kotaro is just going to be able to time walk off most of this, so I think it's going to be very difficult for them to get any sort of kills, unless Kachi, you know, supremely plays out of place, but...
Yeah. So far, looks like the Void is going to be pressured a bit, but he is getting help from Marcy here. Oh,
as I say that, the silence, though, we did talk about the... All right, Caster's Curse, let's go! We talked about Force being the big boy, being the guy to watch, and that was played extremely well. I did not think that they were going to be able to go for it, but with that Curse of Avernus, a couple of strikes, it's enough silence.
He got himself a little bit too close there. Kotaro got himself in the middle of the creep wave and right-clicked by both the enemy players, so top lane also we see Beastmaster going down, struggling on this lane too.
This is a bit of a disastrous start for the side of Tempest here. Bottom lane again, they're trying to make the moves, although Force sitting a bit low. Good drag away here using that Sinister Gaze from AU. We don't have that rebound up just yet, so it's like they're gonna be alright.
Honestly, Kotaro just needs to pull this into the tower right now. I don't think he can stay this far out and last it. Look how many creeps there are. When this goes on the tower, there's going to be a lot of right clicks and aggression coming out. But I suppose the Abaddon is without any heal now. He doesn't have more regen, so perhaps he can't really go under tower and pressure him too much. Looks like he's gonna get most of the farm here on Void quite safely. Gets the last hits, very nice.
Getting a little bit aggressive, trying to put some pressure over onto Force, but they do have, oh, the drag back from AU. Go for the rebound play. Taro getting a couple of these hits off with the Frost Shield. No, not going to be enough to save them. So this is looking like it's going to end up being a double kill. Yeah, the bash coming through. Double kill for Kotaro.
Yeah, they both go down, and that is salvage right now. If this was a hard start for the Void, getting that double kill suddenly is completely back into it now. He was struggling a little bit, but I think he's suddenly feeling great again.
I would say so. With a double kill in the lane, definitely makes you feel better about how things are going. But due to that death, that means that AU was able to go and teleport over to the mid lane, do a bottle refresh here for Leshrac. I'm looking at Lelouch and I'm looking at Leshrac, and I almost combined both of their names. I was like, wait a minute. Brain. Leshouch.
Oh, top Beastmaster taking so much damage from just the tag team right clicks here.
This lane is just so... Oh, they can turn this around. This is not looking good for Zavis. Yeah, there we go. There's a kill over for Draken. It just feels like this lane has been so incredibly difficult for the side of Tempest. They will take whatever they can get. Like you said, you know, it's a Mirana. What can she really do other than throw out an arrow here and there at this time? And then, of course, Draken just gets chased down.
Yeah, he got a little bit too close to the tower there on the Tusk. Again,
this is an absolute bloodbath. Yeah, they're just chasing after Katya down here in this bottom lane. Not going to be able to quite finish them off. Taro still putting the pressure over onto AU. He's hoping that maybe he can get a bash. There it is. There's a bash, but not going to be quite enough damage. I just feel like we haven't seen much farming going on in this lane with the way that they're playing back and forth.
Yeah, and I think they need to be careful now on the side of Tempest. If they're going to fight into a battle on that lane, they need to do so close to the creeps, not far out in the jungle.
Well, that was a nice rotate. Oh, not quite enough damage there to finish off Lelouch. And that's one thing that I didn't really consider is the fact that Sabus, if he can land those Searing Chains, if they can get a clean line, they can definitely put the pressure over on this mid lane with the arrow from Mirana.
Yeah, it's not the best setup ever for the arrow, but it does work. They're trying again. He's looking for the angle on Mirana.
Oh, but they need to be careful because AU is still here and Sebas is just taking so much damage. Arrow won't connect with Lelouch, ends up just hitting a creep. Disaster in the top lane now, Draken. They realize, hey, Mirana's not here. If Mirana's not here, we can totally get this kill.
Yeah, again, if you leave Beastmaster alone on this lane, he will not be able to get anything done. He will absolutely be shut down.
Oh, Sladian, he's level 3. He put 2 points in that arrow, so he just doesn't have enough nuke damage here to be able to finish off Xavius easily. In fact, now it's looking very scary because they turn right back around again. This is looking like a very dead Mirana.
Oh,
Yeah,
no.
and the tip to boot. Oh, goodness.
That's actually a costly death because he used all his leap charges as well. Oh, but Katyu?
Katyu? Oh, no, Katyu. Leaf says, yeah, I'll happily take this. Look at that. Just 17 hit points. Making it out just in the nick of time.
Yeah, that was close to some extra feeding there, though. He has to be careful walking into him like that. He saw that they were there. A little bit sloppy.
I guess on the bright side of things, right, the fact that, you know, both Force and Kotaro kind of have this gentleman's agreement where they're just allowed to kind of farm up, don't have too much going on, because with those supports rotating, it just allows them to hit creeps a bit more. I would be concerned about the fact that, you know, I feel like Force is going to come online a little bit earlier in terms of putting pressure down, so definitely want to keep tabs on him and slow him down, but again, Kotaro, if he's having a good game, which he's struggling a little bit, right? He's 35 and 13 currently. And he's working on that Midas.
Yeah, he's not doing fantastic there, but he did get that double kill, so in fact he's keeping up with Naga in farm.
I think Draken's still dead here. Yep, very dead. Alright.
Yeah, gonna be hard to keep up with Naga if she keeps getting these kills though on top lane. And now all those creeps.
Oh god, Kataro's dead.
Yeah, meanwhile bottom, top
there's
lane as well, I mean.
Top. We are just hemorrhaging kills now. This is an absolute disaster for Tempest. They had a couple kills on the board, but it feels like Polaris is just running away with this game.
It's nice to see they're making multi-aggression moves, right? They're going bottom, they're going top at the same time. I would love to hear their voice chat right during this because they're coordinating moves on both lanes at the same time.
Yeah, there's some serious pincering going over. Look at this. Lelouch finds himself a little bit of a stack. He's like, yeah, I'll help myself to that. Thank you. Get myself a nice neutral item. Savius is nearby if they need to get the save. Snowball. Easy dive away. Savius is absolutely toast. Kachi now needs to be careful because there is a double damage rune on Lelouch as well.
That was beautiful. Beautiful snowball timing there and just gets the kill right after. Ember now 0-0. A little bit unhappy with how things are going probably. And he needs to have a good game because this Naga growing as fast as she is means that Ember has a lot of work cut out for him. He needs to be the one killing her.
This is just absolutely terrifying. The fact that this Naga Siren is top of, well, close to top of the CS and has 4 kills underneath her belt. Like, this Naga is going to be a huge issue. Also,
Yeah,
shout out to our observer this entire time. We've got like 12 kills in the last 9 minutes, and he has, I think, caught every single one of them. So, God Gamer Aeson, thank you for obsing for us.
Yeah, he has to be all over the place for sure. There's a lot of this is like they're fighting the observer more than the enemy team here.
Yeah. There's a
Nice
courier
snipe.
snipe here from Sladeen. He's taking whatever he can get, but I don't know. How do they slow down Natsumi right now? Because that seems to be the big thing. Also, just this Leshrac is massive too.
The question is, can they start moving together? Oh no, Void
God,
might go
again,
down.
again. The silence, the frost shield, everything they need with a little bit of Leshrac on top of it.
Oh, that was the most painful death. Look at his gold. He was so close to Midas. He has 350 away now to get it after he died. So that's with the gold lost already. He was very, very close to finishing it. And then he would have left this lane. Like, the moment you have Midas, you don't need to stay here anymore. But that slows down Void a little bit. Of course, taking the tower as well. Polaris setting the tempo a little bit harder here. And that's while they're free farming up their Naga Siren.
Alright, I feel like at this point, if you're Tempest, you are in full recovery mode. So what do you do here? How do you get yourself back on the map, get yourself some breathing room, and just try to gain some footing? Because you're behind at this point quite a bit, especially when you look at what these cores have in terms of just CS and kills.
One of the key tools they have that they need is Marcy hitting this level 6. She's about to get it. She's extremely close. So after his catapult dies pretty much, she's gonna have it. Then you can start making moves together with the Beastmaster ulti and Marcy just right-clicking into whoever is stunned. They have good kill potential, but they haven't been able to play together that much. And I think they need to avoid Abaddon as much as they can. Well, mid lane though.
Oh, they found themselves a Mirana, and turns out all you need is Sinister Gaze for an initiation here, Maga. I undervalued it, I guess, as the chase is on. Again, we'll just see the Ember Spirit running away using that remnant.
Yeah, I mean, EU is an experienced player, so he knows how to make these moves. He's definitely at the right place at the right time. And a little thing that helps him a lot is the Tumbler's Toy in this game. That's not the first time they use his Tumbler's Toy to just close the distance a little bit faster than people would expect. And there he goes. He gets the disable, and his team always follow-ups.
Tumbler's Toy always makes me laugh because it's such a great item, but it always sounds so ridiculous, the little boing. But bottom lane, they're looking for the Chronosphere. Oh, AU, though, look at this positioning from the Lich. Being able to buy a bit more time here for Xavi. He's probably going to die here in the meanwhile, as they do have the Snowball Polaris sitting. Okay, there he is. A will fall now, Xavius. He did just get saved by the Lich, but in the end will end up falling.
They needed this so badly. That was well played still over on the side of Polaris. I mean, the reactions by Lich and the way he went in to save from the Chronosphere there. But in the end, Tempest do get 2 kills and finally get some breathing room.
Well, this is big. If they can get this kill on the Lucian, they do have the
haste.
Centaur. They need to do a little bit more, but now he's just going to turn right back around. Yeah, he's got his eyes on Kachu. Kachu, being the aggressor, ends up falling for it, and they're still giving chase over here to Drac, and they've got that Frost Shield, they have the Haste Rune, they've got all this post damage, the drag back from AU yet again. It is just curtains. Lelouch is just absolutely dominating this game. 6-0-1 on this Leshrac.
I like this. He's not going to stack up the enemy triangle. This is such a nice move. He's going in here, realizing that I have this area warded and we're dominating pretty hard. So he just goes ahead and stacks. And look at that Bloodstone. The mana heal he gets here, he activates it. The mana just goes up while you're farming with your ulti. It's insane. Look, he's over 1,000 mana again.
It is very bonkers. As in the bottom lane, well, the jungle actually, they'll get the kill on Kotaro. Now the chase is on Sabus. This is, I don't know, man. Polaris feels like they're just playing with their food a little bit right now.
Yeah, Ember is having a terrible game too. He's at 4.6k net worth, minute 13. He is like starting to look like he's gonna be half net worth of Leshrac right now. He's closing in on 9k gold. This is an insane difference between the mid laners.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
I just feel like this map is getting smaller and smaller. Sebas, yeah, immediately going to use that remnant. Tries to use the Tumbler's Toy. Does manage to get down, but that Lucius Courier does end up dying, so he's not going to be able to finish off those Boots of Travel just yet. That is a little shred of hope. Otherwise, I think to be hunting just non-stop the way that these guys are playing.
Yeah, I'll be happy about the little things like Mirana finding herself another Courier snipe over here, 65 gold each. But meanwhile, everything is happening. Naga has not been seen in a long time. Like, nobody has seen the real Naga for quite a while. She's just sitting jungle, farming. She's got a 14-minute Manta plus Voidstone going for that Orchid. We were talking about having more silence, and the reason I said that can be a silence hero. So, the Luch, he finds Sladen.
I mean, he knows that Mirana's been sitting over here for quite a while because that's where all the couriers keep dying. So it's not really that surprising. They use a roar on Lush, mostly to just run away. Yeah, I mean, oh my god, AU's positioning has just been so good. Said it once, I'll say it again. This guy.
Akachu is also not safe, getting caught out as well. They're bleeding so many kills right now. This game is turning out to be quite the slaughterhouse. I think they're not even gonna need their carry. The way they're playing right now, Natsumi is farming for what? There's not gonna be anything. He does get some contribution here though, killing off Sladen as well. He's like the insurance policy that you're never gonna have to use, I think, in this game. He's farming for a late game that's never gonna come.
Like, when this Tusk is just feeling that confident that he can man-fight you all by himself, like, this is a chrono just for this guy, and they can't do anything to him, especially not with that Frost Shield. Like, this is a huge problem for Tempest.
Tempest have not been able to just group up and get their stuff going together. They need to have the roar happening when Marcy is nearby to do the damage, or someone else is there to do the damage. The chrono, again, also used alone. Now they have cooldowns on these big ultis. There's no way they can kill someone. So Kachu goes down. He did kill a D-ward, or did kill a ward, but he's gonna feed away one more death. Mid tower soon to follow.
There's another dragon. It does look like they're able to get the stomp off, and there's an arrow in over onto AU, so they do finally get another kill, but they'll end up losing Draken in the meanwhile, and all the boars, and of course the centaur. So, I mean, you got a kill. It's a small one, but I don't know. I feel like you got to count every victory that you can get right now if you're Tempest, because they're far and few between.
Yeah, I think right now their only hope is that Void somehow gets huge. He has a long way to go to get that big, but he just finishes Maelstrom, so he has some form of farm speed now with the attack speed of Midas and Power Treads. He hits kind of fast, but yeah, they're just splitting up right now since they don't have Chronosphere already.
Did see a Chain Frost in that top lane, hoping that they can perhaps just burst down the Ember, but not gonna be able to do that.
That's the first time pretty much that someone survives on the side of
Natsumi turns right back around. This is a big kill if they're able to get it, and they are able to in fact do it.
That is huge. That is huge. They had vision in that area because Mirana has been running around a lot, just placing deep wards. And that allowed them to get this kill. They had vision over the Naga in the river, so they do find something. Meanwhile, though, Polaris, of course, staying productive, going for that Roshan. So now with Aegis on Leshrac, he is looking ready to go even more aggressive than he was already. And he's at 9-0-1. He is having a beast of a game here.
I mean, that is also a kill streak if they can catch it, so you have to be a bit careful, but they're playing this quite well. There's now Sabus. Oh, Sabus. Not going to be alive for very much longer. Do manage to land the arrow over the back lines onto AU, but at that point, it doesn't matter. Xavier's showing off that blink he just picked up. So they're going to be able to be even more aggressive than they've already been. Like, this is actually pretty wild when you consider that there are 28 kills in an 18-minute game so far.
Yeah, they're absolutely going. Normally, you know, you see a team picking Naga, you think it's going to be a Resident Sleeper game just farming, but the 4 of them have more than made up for the lack of aggression from the carry choice. They are just playing around Leshrac in a beautiful way all the time.
Oh boy, Slating has one more leap charge left and also has a force staff, but I don't know if it's going to be enough because this is a very fast disco pony.
Aced,
yeah, look at that.
He just chases him down. And that's all your leap charges again. Now, when you respawn, you're only going to have 1 ready. It's kind of rough dying after you use everything you have to try and survive.
CFS Avius is just like, oh, alright, well, if you're going to stick around. I don't know, I believe if we consult the Council of the Gabens, we're starting to look like this is going to be a top hat shellacking. I don't know. Maybe a mustache shellacking?
We're gonna have to consult Suns fan for exactly which order of magnitude of shellacking we're having here, but it's pretty rough. 19 minutes, they're cracking high ground now.
It's an upper torso shellacking for sure, at least. Again, they just have all this lockdown. They're able to go and just remove this Marana. And they are so far ahead.
The Orchid.
Oh, alright, they end up losing Sabus.
Naga just with the Ensnare and Orchid, no way to survive for Ember. He has only Maelstrom, so no survivability tool, no Dispel.
I don't know how they get them out of the base. I mean, you could use a Chrono, but you don't have any damage to put in that Chrono.
Yeah, there might be some sad news that this is not your base anymore. Naga goes top and finds Beast.
Yeah, she's not afraid of this at all. She's got the Orchid. AU's there too, just for that little extra insurance of making sure he's locked down. Although there is a big stone golem just chasing after AU as is going down. They do get the kill on Catchy, so got a couple bad start here. It's the Chronosphere over in the bottom area. They end up losing Kotaro. Savi's going to buy back, and they'll turn back around here. They do have the Wraith Pack, which Sladine is going to be able to take down, but Catchy's not looking too healthy here. Does get the dispose off. They'll turn back around, man. This Lelouch Leshrac is just so gosh darn powerful. 15-0 and 1. Walrus Punch coming through. So Sabus, get away from my mid laner, because they have the snowball. They went for the shard. Sladine is going to be able to survive it, but just barely.
Yeah, I'm not even sure what there is to say. This is just complete demolishing. It looks like Polaris, they wanted to secure themselves to get into that upper bracket for sure, and it's not looking like Tempest have any way to stop that.
No, unfortunately, it does not indeed. They are so far ahead at this point. 15k ahead, in fact. And they have almost all of their tier 1 still up over on the side of Polaris. They're just pushing into the base. They know that there's just not much they can do. They don't have the items. They don't have the farm. Maybe yes. Split Earth coming into play. The silence over onto Sebas. They're going to try to force staff him out. Try to survive him just a little bit longer. He goes back over to the side. I'm not sure. I think he's just trying to get their attention, but the net comes through. Lucius here. He's going to burn him down. They're going to chase after Kachi next. They'll throw out a couple of these axes, but Lucy's got himself an Aegis, and he just blinks away on top of everything else. As now you see Natsumi making his way over to Slade and just keeps continuously throwing out, you know, these illusions, trying to just put the pressure down. They feel like they basically own this base, let's be honest. And they back off because they're like, well, there's still a tier 2 up. We might as well handle that as well.
Exactly. They could have stayed in their base there longer if they wanted to, but the only reason they back out is because this tier 2 exists, so they can't do anything more productive while they stay there. Naga now has enough gold to buy an entire Eye of Skadi. And yeah, they're just looking like they're going to go ahead and move for the tier 2 without any hesitation here. Unless finds himself a nice Arcane rune as well for this, what seems to be the final fight coming up.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
And a game like, and again, I know that this is last chance qualifiers, but I feel like Polaris is just so incredibly far ahead. Is it almost more worth it? Oh gosh, Kachi is very dead. Is it almost worth it to just call the GG and just start fresh again, or?
Yeah,
I
I don't think they have any hopes anymore of winning this one. Like this, they're sitting in the tree lines now, but they don't really have the tools to turn a game like this around. They have no solution to Naga. She's literally just standing there waiting. Look at him. He's like, okay, what are you gonna do to me? He's standing there almost disrespecting.
Oh my god, Xavius, he knew. He just happened to know over there. He finds himself the opening. Nice Chronosphere coming up from Qatar. Does he have the damage though? As Natsumi is taking a lot this time around. And the roar, there it is. There's a kill on that Naga. She got too cocky for her own damn good. But they'll end up getting the kill on Kotaro. Xavius next to fall. Catch you though. The big boy Lelouch, he is the one that you have to be most afraid of. He does so much damage. And on the back lines, though, AU does get slipped on. It is a GG, though, at the end of the day. So despite their best efforts coming out from the side of Tempest, there is just so much power coming out from Polaris.
Yeah, Polaris certainly felt like they had more drive and more hunger in this game. I mean, it makes sense. We said it before it started that Tempests, they are unfortunately already guaranteed that lower bracket. So even if they were to win this matchup 2-0, it wouldn't have changed their outcome. But Polaris, with this win, already being one up, means that they have secured themselves upper bracket, I believe. But good showing by them. I mean, they played with incredible tempo. This was quite the performance. Lelouch ending at 19-0-4.
Yeah, that is quite the impressive play coming out from Lelouch. And then also, I feel like, you know, we talked about watching out for force. AU had some incredible positioning that game. Yeah, I'm a support player. I like to call out when I see some good stuff coming from supports. And I would have to say, like, the Sinister Gazes that came out from this guy helped secure so many kills. Like, and even played the initiator until Tusk got himself that Blink Dagger.
Yeah, not just did he like catch people a lot, but their coordination was on point. They very often had Tusk nearby or Leshrac nearby to follow up if he got the pull with Lich, or just Lich being close enough if Tusk found someone. Overall, they had good positioning and understanding of when to go. So Polaris looking on point.
Yeah, I think this is one of the teams. I know I was reading in like different discords and whatnot, but you know, people had some high hopes for Polaris, but they've also kind of been surprising a lot of people with the way that they've been playing too. It seems to be kind of that dark horse team that, you know, maybe you should have taken a closer look at earlier. Maybe you should have done a little bit more research, but they look excellent in this particular match for sure.
I think so, yeah. Their draft honestly worked really well too. I think the heroes complemented each other well. They were able to play a 4+1 draft where the 4 didn't necessarily protect the 1. They just went and killed something else while Naga tucked away and farmed safely. So they had good play and a well-rounded draft as well. Looking forward to seeing what they're going to come out with in game 2.
Well, it was a non-stop just fight, brawl, murder fest, whatever you want to call it in this game number 1. I'm curious to see if game number 2 is going to be just as bloody, or if, you know, we'll see Tempest kind of gain a little bit more ground, maybe get some stronger lanes and slow the tempo. But I'm not going to see that game just yet because we do have to go to a break. So go grab yourself a snack, grab yourself a drink, and then meet back here for game number 2 when we come back.